pega mo wan wa kar ge ye e kan mo wan wa rio gi pigi e barak me yuaya mon me yuaya go bero ka dojing wan porno diang beno kar ge kenyu ma walego gamente mamalo ka gi tiga deploying mon pegi kelli tini mon bo pur go tiego training la wo mo ga gi chaka ya par bor gi piro bi giluo e level mo ken ngarumo ma mo ga ne dir maromo guiding gi obedo pega wa mo chiel obedo ka doji ngwane gen gi chwala mo nya ber gi ti ko diang paka na kon wa ko wa bedo kunu paka na wa cha boro ka gi do report ni dierong okara Sudan chiga kinyo wan pe wa bedo mo ne no ene duwa bu ngwenda wa wa cha ri gumma bedo wa kuba gi brigade commander malube gi kube mono no tiwala malbar honorable MP abuga o facilitating joni para na warin ke riwe borderline pega mo don wono kunu mon me Uganda chiek diogi pegero mo donye lo pa jomona ta mano kono e wariem ko diang kiji kono wan wano diang obero yoro madon wan walego gamente madir me Uganda karo mo kube gigamente me Sudan guto chingi ginong yo ni joine magi agi Sudan yo ber ena chiele ken magi wore ye wangeri access road gitujuti duata ikin pen ma access road enuni miyo kar bor joine metimo survey ena one mene majala nyole me Uganda watigi collaborator watigi mediator makubukin Sudan ka chielgi ge Uganda kanya gi kamo lonyo mamegwa notie ko neno bak mamegwa ne kamo kana ye kala rogata mo agi chien pero mo ngere bakti tung kenyo.
My appeal to the government, my appeal to the international community, because if you look at what is bringing problem, some of them are beyond the level of the community of Mariope alone, or even beyond the community of Lamour. It requires government of Uganda and international community to come and settle it. Like one, issues of borderline. You find the South Sudanese are claiming that their borders are up to where there is a cassia tree in the border of Uganda. But from again, the other side, the GPS is showing is up to Musingo, the real border. And that one is a potential source of conflicts. So this one required international community to come and make a clear boundary that it will never come to be disputed. And part of the reason why we are calling for the peace prayer here, because we expect religious leaders from South Sudan, religious leaders from all this across the country to be present.
My request to the government, number one, is to secure this road in coordination with government or stakeholders from government of South Sudan and Uganda. Secondly, we have challenge of border demarcation. We have got a lot of problem when this road is getting constructed. South Sudanese threaten to dig back the tarmac back because it has entered their land. So those things also brought in conflicts between the community of Madi in Lamour and South Sudan. It has affected them. It has lowered the production of agricultural products. So number one, security. Two, issue of the border demarcation should be addressed by the central government, especially East African Parliamentary Committee. I remember we had a team that came from East African Parliamentary Committee led by Dr. Anthony Okulo Jalo Nabuka, the Member of Parliament for Lamour. He brought a delegation. We highlighted a lot of challenges. Among us is the issue of insecurity, border demarcation, security roads, telecommunication networks, safe drinking water, electricity, and above all, upgrading this border to international border market like any other, like Mutukula. Because when we bring in the bigger market, it will attract many business people. It will help and reduce on insecurity.
Yes, onyo jemi moga maraje madong ananana petika time mapoer total ni woke nywaga lok ikin wan karachel gi government me South Sudan eneni pego madong wono ma dit ma la dit commissioner tete wage kunu eneni bino pa joni magi bino gi kan eneni kitie ni wok ki coordinators magi tie kin gang ikin pachi ma megwa miu le ma megwa pol pakare ni kirwen pien dana me a wagi koki wagi side chane ni kanya gi chwale yediange me bino me okwa batwa kan eni without coordinator la kodikit jemi enuni petime chi wan machalo lo kin gang mi rokong ma chet wachi yen coordinators enuni meneni ki konya madala kodikit dana e kagi no gi mage makoge wek la kodikit timman enuni me kuni ku gire Mary yoneni en bene wano challenges gi te tungbat gi kunu magen gi tika kokpol pakarne ikom dulu tela matie within la mo district onyo within border area eneni lok me chato koman eneni mageluoni ko guni pien ibot gi kunu kadong la la mar ko gu chako en la kodikit goe wa perchi kilo plan me ku gi timo jemi mo kani kuno gen gi binu gi woro gi ranking jemi mako chalo dien wekin gi non kair men ne ki chiro gi gama chalo kit meno so koni enuni magen gi mar gi woro kair gi kar Uganda ni ene mini gi men yang junctions gi kona ma pat mati kin pin gi kan enuni mio cha mo kene ku enuni time.
We recommended for opening many detaches. I want to confirm that that is achieved so far. Everywhere in the border we have detaches, but the only problem and the challenges they have, the accessibility. There is no road network to those detaches, and yet our officers are also human beings. They need to move, they need to go for social services, and those access are not there. We don't also have clean drinking water in those detaches in security barracks. So I also appeal, if under the docket of security, we can be availed with some boreholes to be drilled such that it will help our officers in their respective detaches. We also recommended as leaders for the constant dialogue between the government of Uganda and the authority of South Sudan. Because our brothers, the South Sudanese, does not mean all of them are bad, but some few elements that need a lot of sensitization by their leaders.
Indeed, it is a long journey. The history of cattle raiding has not started yesterday and will not end today or tomorrow. But nevertheless, our community has put much effort in us, the leaders, until the recovery of the 16 animals were done. However, I want to appeal to the government of Uganda that all the resolutions that were put forward by the local authority in Lamour should be worked on. All what our area members of parliament are telling them in parliament are true, and he's not buying for votes. He's just looking on how he can secure the future of his electorate through keeping the animals together. I want to thank so much the media team also. I want to thank so much the UPDF fraternity. I thank so much also the SPLM for that coordination. It is not going to end today, but we need to coordinate as members, as Acholi, as any other tribes. We also demand for protection of our animal by the government. Finally, we give credit where it is due. We credit the President of the Republic of Uganda for all what he is doing for the people of Uganda. We also credit the MP for Lamour County, Dr. Kulu, for what he has done in as far as strengthening the security along the border. a number of issues has been raised. One of them is the shortage or the insufficient of drinking water, clean drinking water.